So with that, ladies and gentlemen, let's make some forward progress and go into take number 2. It is something that Elijah called for, and I know somebody said in the comments one time, Stevie Wonder could have saw that this was going to happen, but I got to give my boy credit. He said that Dennis Allen needed to be fired, and after they lost to the Carolina Panthers last Sunday, that Monday, Dennis Allen was relieved of his duties as the head coach of the New Orleans Saints after a 3-year stint with the black and gold, in which he had an overall record of 18-25. Starting the year at 2-0, and then eventually going on a 7-game losing streak and ultimately bowing out from his head coaching position. Darren Rizzi has taken over, and in his role as interim head coach, the Saints come out and they beat the Falcons. So they're feeling really good about themselves because he comes in and, he changes a lot of the things that they had going on. I saw that he was saying that he added in an activation period, which essentially just means he started telling them boys to stretch before practice, which I can't believe that at the professional level they weren't doing that. That in itself should have gotten him fired, because what you mean y'all going out here running plays and you not stretching? What are you, huh? You blow out, bro, you will. Listen, I ain't played ball in a long time, and I understand. If you don't do some high knees, karaoke, touch your toes, something, and you blow your whole hamstring out. Blow what? You tear it up. So, but Darren Rizzi assumes the position. I'm just saying, bro, you mess yourself up. You mess yourself up. The Saints get the victory to snap that 7-game losing streak. So there's a lot of feel good around the facility right now. But the question is, who will be the next head coach, or who do you believe, Elijah, should be the next head coach for the New Orleans Saints going forward?
Go get what's my gymnast from LSU?
I know you're not talking about Livy Dunn.
Yeah, Livy Dunn.
All
Help him
right, man.
stretch. Help him
All
stretch,
right,
man.
man.
Help him stretch.
All right, man. He's trolling. He is absolutely trolling.
No, I could get on a serious note. I get the offensive coordinator from the Lions, Ben Johnson, I think his name is.
Mhm.
Um, and it's for a couple reasons. Of course, Lions offense is looking really well. They're moving to anybody who can score a touchdown in that offense. They're playing well with Jared Goff, which it looks good. Two running back system, essentially what the Saints need. But what I also say is this: you got Todd Bowles in that division. You got Raheem Morris in that division, and you got the guy from Carolina and the head coach in that division. I'm not sure what his name is, but
Dave Canellis.
yeah. So you got
Yeah.
so that's two defensive guys and one offensive guy, and I would say go get a defensive coordinator, but the days of the NFL where games were 3-0 is over with. 6-3 is over with. So, not no offense to none of the defensive coordinators out there. I love the defensive coordinators. When you got Aaron Glenn from Detroit, you got I can't think of my man Brian Flores from Minnesota. I love those guys, but go get Ben Johnson because it's a score league now. And I think that with what you going against, especially with the Todd Bowles and especially with the Raheem Morris, is you're going to have to put up points to win football games. Those 3-0, 6-0 things don't exist anymore. This is not a 2000 Ravens. People are going to put points on the board. Flags will be thrown if you get hit, like how they hit you back in the day. So you're going to get those yards and stuff. But I like the creativity from Ben Johnson. If he can keep the pieces there with Alvin Kamara and draft really, really well, I think that they can right the ship pretty fast in New Orleans. I just think that NFC South isn't the best division, but I think that with the Saints, they could turn things around pretty quickly with an offensive guy, especially with Kamara leading the way. And then you're going to get Chris Olave back, and then you're going to get I'm not a fan of Derek Carr, but if you can do something with him,
Come
uh,
on, man. He played well today, bro.
hey
He
man,
played well.
hey, if Ben Johnson can make Jared Goff look good, go ahead, Derek, do what you got to do. But I just think that that's the guy that you go get. If you're looking for anything, go get that guy from Detroit because I think that would be the biggest help in New Orleans.
Yeah. Right now, with the way I'm feeling, I feel like Darren Rizzi has to be considered. You know, if you're talking about continuity, if you're talking about keeping guys with a high morale, especially what they have, I think what is it now? 2-8. That's 10 games, so that means they have seven more games. If they win out, bro, you got to get that man the job because whatever he did worked. And from a morale standpoint, it's going to keep guys feeling like, okay, here's a guy that we can absolutely believe in, that he believes in us, we believe in him. He gives us an opportunity to win, and they can go and show that. I think you have to give him the nod. In the case that that doesn't happen, my pick is Aaron Glenn. Number one, because he coached on the New Orleans Saints staff not too long ago. I think it was 2016 or something like that, that he was a defensive backs coach on the team. So he's been a part of the culture. He knows the standard of what it takes to be a part of the New Orleans Saints brand, the expectations that they have of what they want to do in terms of winning football games there in New Orleans. As much as people say that, you know, you don't want a defensive minded coach after you come off of having a defensive minded head coach, I feel like you still need that because he's going to build up and continue to aid on the side of the ball where the Saints are, I feel like, the oldest at. You know, you got Cam Jordan, you got DeMar. Each level of the defense, you have somebody that's probably on the back half of their career. Tyrann Mathieu, Cam Jordan, Demario Davis. So Aaron Glenn is going to know what they need to go and get drafting wise in the free agency to go and continue to keep that defense at a very high level. Clint Kubiak, I believe, should be retained. I think if Aaron Glenn would get the job, Clint Kubiak should be retained so he can be given an opportunity to truly show, like, all right, if I have a fully healthy roster for the start and towards the end of the season, when I know that I have a head coach that has drafted me some players that can give me some depth in case somebody gets hurt, because no, you know, nobody stays healthy throughout the entire season. But if we can see what his offense looks like when you have a fairly healthy team throughout an entire season, I feel like he has earned the opportunity to at least see that, because you saw what it looks like in 2 games. Let's see what it can look like stretched throughout an entire season. And then ultimately, I feel like the tenure of Mickey Loomis as general manager has to come to an end. He's had a great run. You know, they went and got Drew Brees. They went and hired Sean Payton to be the perfect quarterback and head coach marriage that we've seen in a very long time. You know, you think about like a Tony Dungy and Peyton Manning. You think about a Mike McCarthy and a Aaron Rodgers. Um, you think about the glory days of a Ben Roethlisberger and a Mike Tomlin. You know, you think about all of those pair of coaches. Sean Payton and Drew Brees go hand in hand together. But once those two guys left, it's kind of been like, what have you done for me lately? It's the type of league that we're in right now. And lately they just haven't figured it out. Jameis Winston, uh, Andy Dalton, you know, you put Spencer Rattler in a couple of games and it doesn't really work out. You get Dennis Allen in as the head coach. He goes 18 and 25. I think that Gil Benson honestly will have to look Mickey in the eye and have a tough conversation. I know the guy's been around for somewhat of 20 years, but I think they're going to have to sit down and at the end of the season have that tough conversation and say, look, thank you so much for what you've done for this organization, but I think we need to go in a different direction right now, and go and go out there and see who you can get. You know, Louis Riddick. Um, I saw his name floating around as somebody that could potentially become a general manager. And I mean, you know, we've seen him at countless uh, pro days and with the NFL draft and all that stuff like that. So he has an eye for talent. He knows what good talent looks like. Give him a shot. Let's see what happens. Now, I'm also saying having a black general manager and a black head coach is very unlikely happening, whether that be in New Orleans or anywhere in the NFL. I don't know if that will happen, but I'm just saying, if that is my pick for a head coach and for a general manager, I'm going Louis Riddick and I am going Aaron Glenn. So we will see in the coming weeks. I think that decision will be made at the end of the season. I think Gail will, you know, give Darren Rizzy a respectful amount of time to have a prove it rest of the season himself. Because like I said, if they finish undefeated or have a winning record, he is number one candidate out of the gate. Because you got it looking internally is always some of the best hires that you can get. Obviously, in this situation for New Orleans with Dennis Allen, it wasn't, but he would, definitely have to be someone that you would honestly have to consider. So we shall see what the New Orleans Saints will do when it comes to hiring their next head football coach after firing Dennis Allen after going 2-7 here in the 2024 season. Thank you so much for watching this clip of the Fitz Take podcast. Be sure to like this video and also subscribe to the YouTube channel, and also follow me and Elijah on our social media platforms. They will be linked down in the description. And remember, every episode of the Fitz Take podcast will air right here on the YouTube channel every Monday at 2 p.m. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.